So this is a big announcement, and it's a big evolution of your company. Why? Why now? And why Waze?
So today we're announcing that we're rolling out carpool nationwide in the U.S. And Waze has always been about traffic. Our mission has been to fight traffic. And every month we have 110 million users that come into our app and try to find better ways to commute, shortcuts, etc. But we're running out of options. I mean, at the end of the day, there are too many cars and there's not enough roads, and we all feel it. We see it statistically, you all feel it every day. Traffic is getting worse. And the only way we can do something about this is if we all participate and change our behavior a bit. And this is really what carpooling is about. We have room in our cars. We drive alone. We want to change that. I want to find a neighbor or a coworker that lives near you, works near you. If you can take that neighbor with you and they'll leave their car at home, the next day they'll take you and you leave your car at home, we took cars off the road.
So this is not the model that people are used to with a Lyft or an Uber or any one of the car
No, it's completely different. We've actually designed the service so you can't make a profit. You can only drive twice a day. It's for drives that are happening anyway. And if you're anyway driving, add 1 or 2 people in your car. You'll make a little money, you'll help save the world, and we'll actually all together deal with traffic.
And what about the you'll make a little bit money? So they contribute to your car expenses, you're saying?
Exactly.
And the app works that out?
And the app works that out. We handle all the heavy lifting and all the friction between the people, et cetera. But we let you choose who you want to ride with. And you'll discover that neighbors and coworkers that live with you are actually great to ride with.
The problem is people are going to see this as high-tech hitchhiking with all of the stigma and, quite frankly, the security issues. How do you get over that?
So we allow you to actually decide what you feel comfortable with. Many women want to ride with other women, and we'll allow you to do that. You can choose, you can see who the drivers are and decide who you want to drive with. But what actually happens is these small micro-communities happen of people that live close to each other and work close to each other, and you know the people you're riding with. And so these micro-communities actually have a responsibility to each other to make sure that we can actually get to work on time.
One of the problems we've seen with these models is that, in fact, it takes people off of public transit. And that's been the problem. When you look at a traffic map on any city, you can go from Manila to New York to San Francisco. It's all the same. There are too many cars on the road. What in this model tells you that you're just not going to have empty trains, empty buses, and people are going to be in the convenience of cars instead?
Well, we're rolling this out in the U.S. where public transit is definitely missing, right? And the reason public transit is so full and is overflowing is that we don't have enough of it. So what we're doing is creating sort of micro public transit. The pricing of the service is very similar to public transit, but this public transit goes from near your house to near your work. And it goes on rides that are happening anyway. We're not adding new cars on the road. We're actually taking cars off the road because you can leave your car at home and ride with someone else.
Now, you say you're not adding new cars on the road. I'll tell you what would happen in my neighborhood. People who would normally take the bus and hate the bus, whose car's in the driveway anyway, will take a car. Why would I take a bus? I can take a car, I can make a little bit of money, and I can take 2 of my coworkers.
And you could take several of your coworkers. And if they left their car at home, we've all gained. This is the problem. We all decide to drive at the same time on our own in the cars. And this is, unless we can solve that problem, all of us together, we're never going to actually get out of this traffic that keeps getting worse every year.
You know, this is sounding in a way like a social good, and yet are you trying to take on Uber with this? You Lyft, the likes of others?
So not at all. Ride sharing has a very important place in this new mobility ecosystem that's developing. Scooters, public transit, it all makes sense. Our competition is driving alone in your car. We've got to create a service that'll make it easy for you to not drive alone. And if enough of us do that, we can actually take those cars off the road.
Now, I have to ask you, every single solitary presentation I see from anyone starting this in any city, the traffic is supposed to lessen, and yet that never seems to happen. In terms of the models that you were looking at, what's the potential here in terms of it being transformative? I mean, really, be honest.
So the only thing that can actually transform traffic is if we all participate. And this is the problem. A lot of these models handle, a scenario on the side, one use case, another use case. Here we're talking about the core challenge, which is too many cars, not enough roads. If we can remove some of those cars, and that's really what we're focused on, this can all actually happen relatively fast. And if you ask all the academics in the space, you look at everyone who's done any research, that's what has to happen. But it's not easy. We all have to change a little bit. You're used to driving alone in your car, now you're going to have some people with you. This is the change. It's going to take time. But you're right, it is a social good. It is something that as society, we are traffic, we can actually change it.